Welcome to Safety Briefing. We're excited to have you here. Before you begin your visit, let's go over a few important steps to ensure a smooth and safe experience. Upon arrival, all visitors must register at the guardhouse. Please present a valid ID to our security team and sign the visitor log. Once registered, you will receive temporary visitor ID badge. For security reasons, your visitor ID badge must be worn at all times while inside the premises. Please keep it visible and return it to the guardhouse before leaving. If you're entering with a vehicle, you must stop at the security checkpoint. Security will record your vehicle details, check your driver's license or identification, inspect the vehicle for security purposes. Please note, only authorized staff vehicles are allowed to park inside. Visitors must park in the designated visitor parking area outside the premises. However, if you are delivering materials on site, security will issue a temporary vehicle pass for entry. Next, we will go over 3 important workplace policies that help maintain a safe, respectful, and efficient work environment. 1. Safety, health, and environment policy. 2. Drug and alcohol policy. 3. Sexual harassment policy. Let's go through each policy in detail with examples. Safety, health, and environment policy. Safety is our priority because a secure workplace benefits everyone. To ensure this, always wear the required protective gear to prevent injuries. Example: always wear a helmet and safety goggles in high-risk areas. Report any hazards or unsafe conditions so they can be addressed promptly. Example: if you see a wet floor, report it to avoid slips and falls. Follow safety procedures to avoid accidents and injuries. Example: use proper lifting techniques to prevent back injuries. Dispose of waste correctly to minimize environmental impact. Example: sort recyclables and hazardous waste into designated bins. By following these steps, we protect ourselves, our coworkers, and the environment. Drug and alcohol policy: substance use affects judgment and performance, so we enforce a strict no drug and no alcohol policy. Do not bring, use, or distribute drugs or alcohol in the workplace. Example: storing alcohol in your locker or drinking during breaks is prohibited. Never come to work under the influence, as it puts you and others at risk. Example: if an employee arrives at work smelling of alcohol, they may be subject to disciplinary action. Be aware that random drug tests may be conducted to ensure compliance. Example: if selected for a drug test, you must comply to maintain workplace safety. This policy is in place to maintain safety, productivity, and professionalism at work. Sexual harassment policy. A respectful workplace is a productive one. Sexual harassment is strictly prohibited to ensure a positive work environment. Avoid offensive comments, gestures, or unwanted physical contact. Example: making inappropriate jokes or touching a colleague without consent is unacceptable. Report any instances of harassment immediately so they can be addressed. Example: if you feel uncomfortable due to a coworker's behavior, report it to HR. Any violations of this policy will result in appropriate disciplinary actions. Example: an employee who repeatedly makes unwelcome advances towards others may face suspension or termination. Welcome to our facility. For your safety and the security of our operations, we have designated specific areas as prohibited and non-prohibited for visitors. Please adhere to these guidelines during your visit. Prohibited areas. Visitors are not allowed to enter the following areas unless prior approval has been obtained. 1. Bay 1, 2, and 3. Production area. Restricted due to ongoing production activities. 2. Office staff at level 1. Access restricted to authorized personnel only. 3. Mobile hydrogen refueling station, MHRS. 4. Water testing area. Entry is restricted to ensure the integrity of testing procedures. 5th warehouse. Limited access due to storage and operational requirements. If you have a specific request to enter any of these areas, Please seek approval from the management or your designated host. Non-prohibited areas. Visitors are welcome to access the following areas. 1. Ground floor, open for general movement. 2. DMAC room, accessible for meetings or discussions. 3. Outside production area. Visitors may move freely outside designated production zones. Contractor access. Contractors are allowed to enter specific areas as mentioned by the operation team. Approval must be obtained before accessing these areas. If you have a specific request to enter any area, please seek approval from the management or your designated supervisor. General safety instructions. 1. Always follow the instructions of your host or site personnel. 2. Wear any required personal protective equipment, PPE if applicable. 3. Do not operate or interfere with any equipment or machinery. 4. In case of an emergency, follow the designated evacuation procedures. Alarm activation. Sound the alarm manually or let it trigger automatically. Emergency announcement. Attention all personnel. Evacuate immediately to the assembly area outside. Use the nearest exit. Stay calm. Evacuation steps. Warehouse production, Bay 1, 2, and 3. Water test area, MHRs. Stop work, use emergency exits, and head to the assembly area. Office, level 1 and ground floor. Exit and proceed to the assembly area. Guardhouse. Secure entrance if possible, then evacuate. Warden duties. Ensure all areas are cleared. Conduct a head count at the assembly area. Report missing persons. At the assembly area, stay in order and await instructions. Do not re-enter until declared safe.
Beratur ikut floor.
Tempat assembly point lah. Okay, dia by kalau ikut daripada apa nasihat bomba lah 3 minit hingga ke 5 minit.
To ensure a safe and comfortable environment for all, please take note of the following facility guidelines. 1. Smoking areas. Smoking is only permitted in designated smoking areas. These areas are clearly marked and located outside the main building. Smoking is strictly prohibited in non-smoking areas, including all indoor spaces and near entrances. 2. Restroom facilities. Visitors may use the ground-level toilets, which are accessible near the reception area. Staff members have designated toilets located on level 1 and also at production area for their use. 3. Parking arrangements. Staff members are allowed to park inside the premises in the designated staff parking area. Visitors must park outside the premises in the visitor parking area. Please follow the signage and instructions from security to avoid any inconvenience.
I got so much fucking design on right now.